Hi, welcome to the Exploratory tutorial. Today, I'd like to demonstrate how you can assign values based on conditions. So here's the sales data. Each row represents each customer. And here's a sales column that shows each customer's spending. So now I want to create three groups. So one, anybody who's spending more than $1,000 to be high spending group. And anybody who's spending between $500 to $1,000 to be middle. And then anybody who's spending less than $500 to be low. So in order to do it from this column header menu, and then there is a create calculation with conditions. Then where you can define the conditions and then do calculation, or just simply value assignment. Another way to access to that dialog is under the replace values with conditions. Either way, it will open the same dialog. So let's go from create calculation with condition. And then this is the conditional value assignment dialog. Here is where you can define the conditions. So let's create the first condition to be sales is greater than or equal to $1,000. And then here's the first condition being created. So now I want something like, let's say high spending. So I'm going to just go with just high. And here's the return value data type. So you can set what data type to be the return value. So in this case, a character, but you might want to say numerical values like 500 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or something like that. Then you want to set numeric. Then you will see the options that are specific to numerical data type. Here I'm selecting character. So we see this text and the other selection here. So let's create a second condition, which is between the 500 to 1,000. So you can click on this plus icon to create another condition. You don't even have to select the between here, because whatever the first condition you have, and that's basically going to try to match it. And then the second condition will be applied only to the rows that didn't match with the first condition. So if I select here greater than or equal to 500, that means this automatically means between 500 to 1,000. So click OK, and then here, I'm gonna just say middle. Okay, so this first condition is greater than 1,000. Second condition is greater than 500, but also means less than 1,000. You can add another condition to say less than 500, but you actually don't need to, because this is the third one. Otherwise, this is kind of a default value. So that means the customers in this case didn't meet first condition, the second condition, which is automatically be considered as less than 500. And then default is NA. If I click run button here, then anybody who goes down to this third category will have the value of NA. But I want to give a specific value to that. So I select text, and then here is low. So now I have a high, middle, low 3 classes based on the sales values. I'm going to give the name for this column. We'll be creating a new column, spending group. And then click run button here. And then now we have a new column, says spending group, and it has 3 types of values. So if I go to the summary view, we have low, high, middle. If I click on this chart icon though, and now we have low, high, middle. But in this case though, we naturally think this type of order from low, middle, high, right? Instead of low, high, middle or something. So in that case, we can open that dialog, and then we can actually preserve that order. What that means, you might be familiar with the factor data type, which is basically similar to character data type, except you can define the order of the values. So here, if I check this checkbox and then preserve order as a factor, and it says top to bottom. So now, if I click run button, this new column spending group will have the order of high, middle, low. But we want to set the order from low, middle, high. Usually we are accustomed to start from small to big. So in that case, I can switch this one to bottom to top. That means low, middle, high. And if I click run button, now we still see low, high, middle. That's because this is ordered by the length of the bars. So if I uncheck this sort by y-axis thing, and then now we see low, middle, high. This is not only for the x-axis though, because now this spending group, let me go back to summary view. See here, spending groups data type is now a factor, and it's always low, middle, high. This is the order being defined in this column itself. If I go back to chart view. And then let's say instead of like assigning spending group to the x-axis, let's say like if we select region or something, and then I want to select spending group to color. And as you can see, this order is now like low, middle, high. That's because this column has that order information and the chart respects that order. This is a quick introduction of a conditional value assignment. This time we use very simple case, but you could create a calculation based on the condition. Another thing is that you can switch this condition order. So you might want to have like a second condition to be the first. You can actually drag and drop. Or you can disable a particular condition to see like how this works without the particular condition and so on. Anyway, so you know how to assign values with conditions. This is a very powerful feature, so hope you can take advantage of it. Thank you for watching. Bye.